Alright, welcome back to the next one. I mean, for me, it's just been a couple moments between... so I haven't moved. But, anyways... you will notice, like, there's so many, like, pause frames. Like, it's very clear where the cut is, as close as I kind of make it. Got a baby in the room. Got stuff going on. I have to keep pausing. Point is, it doesn't disrupt anything, other than my memory. Or nothing happens in here other than just walking and talking for a while. Nothing to worry about.
Ellie, I'm in. There should still be a computer in the flight lounge. I can check the ship's status from there.
Are you okay? You sound a little nervous.
Last time I was here, things didn't go so well. Look, I'll contact you soon.
Alright, so the save wasn't too far in, but I feel like leaving all of the Ishimura to be its own chapter is better than having that cut here when I start the next one. I probably should show this. Let's see. Blaming the plumbing on somebody using too much toilet paper. That's funny. Oh. Forgot what I was talking about now.
Hold on. This is Hedrick. You really don't hear anything when you're cleaning these bathrooms? Every shift, I swear, I hear something in the walls, like a scratching noise. When I stop moving, it stops. When I move again, it waits a bit, then comes back. Today, it followed me around right under my feet like it was stalking me.
Gravity and life support on reserve power. Primary systems offline. Main centrifuge offline for repairs.
Damn it. That's what I thought.
What?
The gravity centrifuge is under repair. I'm gonna have to go down to engineering. This should be interesting.
Is it safe?
I don't know how it could be. I'll let you know.
You can pretend not to be bothered, but being here rattles you, doesn't it, Isaac? All this plastic and tape covering the scars. Try to hide the blood and the bodies so no one will ever know. But you remember what happened, no matter how deeply you try to bury it.
Alright. Do I even have any more power nodes? I can wait. Honestly, I'll wait until next time. I hear the Necros roaring. Yeah, there's so much extended Dead Space lore that I love. I wish that they had continued, but I think after Dead Space 3 kind of... well, it didn't tank, but it didn't do as well as they wanted. They just kind of decided to stop doing things. I know I said it before, but I would love I would love for this one to do really well, and them to remake 2 and 3. You know, 2 doesn't need much updates. Maybe mix in the better story shit that they're trying to do. You know, the more cohesive story for the one coming out, where they're trying to cohese the story a lot. They're trying to put more of the story elements from 2 and 3 into it. That makes more sense instead of stuff being steadily revealed as time goes on. Pretty sure this is just the guy complaining about, you know, hearing noises and being scared. If they do that, and they just do that, they just update that to 2 with, you know, a little bit better mechanics and whatnot, and then make 3 an actually good game, like, I think it's fun to play good right now, but it's arguably not the best game, especially with some of the stupidest glitches I've seen. It never really got fixed. And I went on the whole tangent on, you know, the fucking stuff with Ellie. Like, seriously. So make Dead Space 3 a good game with better characters. And you have a fucking amazing trilogy right there. And then maybe we can actually get an ending this time. Or, you know, the ending to Dead Space 3 would be a lot more satisfying if Awakening didn't exist. And they didn't do that, you know, post-credit thing of Isaac trying to contact Ellie. If he died when the moon fell, like, yeah, it'd be a depressing ending, but it would have been suitable to the series. Guy spent so long just trying to survive and get away, and he ends up giving his life for it. Now, this isn't exactly the most cheery series. Would have been a pretty good ending there. But nah, they did Awakening, and it's solid. Awakening's fine. You know, ending off with... I can't pick that up. Ending off with Isaac getting killed. Well, not really getting killed. It's kind of ambiguous with the Brethren moons being on Earth. Ending off with that kind of sucks. Because you're just sitting around here. It's been like... I mean, at this point, it would be 10 years the further we get into 2023 if they hadn't made the new Dead Space. It would have been over a decade without any new content, and you just never know what happens to Isaac and Carver. The thing there is, though, and I don't know how popular an opinion it is, I would like them to leave Carver in. I liked Carver. I liked his game. I liked the gameplay. I loved what he added to the story, especially because it let Isaac himself show how much of a survivor he was and how experienced he is with all these marker hallucinations and shit. I just think they need to optimize the story better for, you know, instead of having some stuff that's just utterly locked behind co-op. What would it have cost them to design Carver an AI that he could just play alongside you in those sections, and you could just see from his eyes what you're seeing, or even play as him during those sections? You know, those co-op exclusive missions that are all focused around Carver.
Okay, no, Ellie, it isn't safe. But I'm on my way to the centrifuge.
Just be careful.
I'll call you when it's online.
Because by the time you get to the end of the game, like, you've done the whole chase of Danik down the elevator shaft and all that shit, and then you're standing there with Carver looking upon the machine city for the first time, and he's talking as if you two know each other very well. And if you've only played single player, you have no idea where the fuck this growth's come from. This man is a stranger to you. So it'd be nice to have that, like, an actual dynamic made, which I think would be a lot more impressive than just cutting Carver out of the story entirely.
The engineering deck has not completed final cleanup and decontamination.
I don't know how popular of opinion that is. As far as I'm aware, people might hate Carver just because of what he represents for the Dead Space franchise, because it was EA's whole thing of nobody really wants to play a single-player game anymore. You know, that is expressively and never has been true. I'll forever be thankful to Fallen Order for proving that. Because now it's giving games like, you know, the Dead Space remake a fair chance. But yeah. Speaking of Fallen Order, I know I said it, I think in the previous video, I'm very excited for Jedi Survivor.
Dr. Heidi Latchford, Research Summary Organic Material Analysis. There are several shocking findings relating to the sludge-like material found throughout the Ishimura. First, it is human DNA. Second, and far more disturbing, it reanimates in the presence of a marker signal. The only conclusion we can come to is that the entire Ishimura crew was infected and reconstructed and then fell into a soupy DNA sludge when the Aegis 7 marker was destroyed.
here. Nothing to do here yet, but there will be a next one. The bench will be here that I can use. Funny thing is that I very rarely use this bench because usually I use all my notes at the other bench, the one from before. So it's nice to actually sit down and use this one for once. I've been rewatching Dead Space 1 playthrough, the original one, because I don't. I said it, like, I don't enjoy going back and playing the first one that much. It's too clunky. Like, it feels wrong. It feels stiff. It's not my favorite. I said it then too. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll play it just for the nostalgia, because it's a great game theoretically, and it's the best horror of the series. It works really well in its dynamics, and for a game that came out in 2008, it's pretty good with mechanics wise. And I suppose it looks good too. I'd never really pay attention that much to graphics. I'm doing my best to make sure this game looks good, but that's just because I'm streaming it. But I don't care about graphics. I've never really been one to care about graphics. I'm not sitting around here crowing about to put a very casual but friendly dig, the reflections and everything. But yeah, it runs well, but it's just I don't know. I always say I say that sometimes that it was imported to PC properly, but that's also me forgetting. Like, I don't know if it was made for PC. Like, was it made when it was released? Did it come on PC also? That's something I should eventually take a look. Because if it did, then it's just because it's a bit of a dated game. But if it didn't, then it's very possible that unlike these two, Dead Space 2 and 3, it wasn't ported very well. Which motherfucker. Which happens. Games not getting ported properly happens all the time. Because they just wanted to get out on the new console, make more money, yada yada yada. Not thinking that, maybe it is better if we give this good make sure the mechanics work properly, because it's gonna make people like it better. Fuck, do I certainly dislike playing the original Dead Space on my PC. Oh, that was unfortunate. I fucking grabbed this, the tarp, instead of the vomit. That was unfortunate. That being said, it's not like I don't appreciate how pretty a game can be, especially with the fact that, well, I don't know if it's a beast anymore because it's been like 2 years since I built it. My PC was a beast when I built it. 3070, all that shit. But it's not saying like it doesn't run really well still, because it does. If I want to, I could run everything at max settings, and typically I run things very well. I haven't played anything with elaborate hair physics yet. Or if I had, the settings are lower, and I've never bothered on messing with them. I'm missing my shots now. I'm too busy laughing. Most to all of the things I actually play, I can play on pretty good settings. I'm usually maxed out if I want to. There's the stuff I've posted on, which, mostly it's just been Dead Space and FPS. The FPS games being like, I've done a bunch of COD clip reels. I did that Overwatch play the game reel, because I haven't really sorted through the clips, and the Fortnite one from, well, today. And those have mostly just been because I've been sick. I can't record. I got sick before I posted the chapter 6 for Dead Space, I think it was, and I was only able to post them because I already had them recorded. So I just edited, put it together, post it. I'm still sick now, but I mean, for all the weight in my chest, at least my voice is now clear. Is a bit clearer. Yeah. Looking at Doom next. Doom Eternal, to be exact. I like Doom 2016. But, I I think playing Doom Eternal first in 2016 spoiled me. Because 2016 is arguably a great game. I think Eternal is better, and Eternal being better makes 2016 look worse in comparison. Which, I mean, that just means it's a great sequel in my opinion. If your game is so good that you make a really good game look bad in comparison, then you've done something good. And I'd probably enjoy going back to 2016 more if I had played it first. But as it stands, Doom Eternal was actually my first Doom game. And it's now one of my all-time favorite games. It's a single-player game that I've poured, I think, about 400 hours into. I think the only other single-player games that have ever passed that up are the big open-world ones. I know some people out there are like, I put like all of this into Skyrim, but I'm like, I'm not talking about a game like Skyrim. Skyrim's fucking massive. You can waste your life in it. Legitimately known some people that were so obsessed with it. And this isn't meant to be a criticism, but this one person made it really hard to get interested in it. Hello. Vogel OTG speaking on editing. Following section, I wasn't really thinking about what I was saying. I was just talking while I was sick. And it comes across as I'm being very. I sound very rude, honestly. It sounds like I'm criticizing hyperfixations and using the what is it? The words of I don't mean to insult while doing exactly that. The extra needed context for this particular example is that the person in question made both my former girlfriend and myself a bit unfriendly towards Skyrim. Because despite us both requesting very nicely, very kindly, hey, can you stop doing this so we can just enjoy the game? He kept doing it, and he kept pushing it, and he kept pushing it, and he kept pushing it, and to the point where it became such a bad feeling in both of our heads, and it made us just so far out of Skyrim, which is something that I was already not too much into myself, but even more on her part. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with fixations. I even say in this video that I have my own very clearly. If you've been watching this playthrough up to this point, you see that Dead Space 2 has been a fixation for me for almost 10 years. But, yeah, nothing wrong with fixations, nothing wrong with wanting to share your ideas and thoughts. Just, keep what other people say in mind, and what other people say in mind in regards to their own, want. But there's nothing wrong with it. Really, the issue here is just that I pretty badly worded a couple things, and I just want to take a step in and say it because I don't have the saves anymore to just go back and re-record, and I wouldn't want to do that anyways. So, yeah. I want the show. And it was not even for me. For me, I wasn't interested in Skyrim in general. I tried playing it. I'm just not that fond of big open world games. There's very, very few exceptions. Like, I like the new Pokemon game, but a part of what got me into it was the fact that a lot of my friends were playing it, and I wanted to have something I could do with them. Skyrim's a game that's not multiplayer unless you have mods. Ooh, no, get out of that, get out of that. And back at the time when I was trying Skyrim, I don't even know if those mods were a thing. There's also other, more psychological reasons of why I struggle with it. Maybe I'll reveal them one day, but it ain't today. Anyways. The longest time I've liked games like this that are...
Isaac, Stross is starting to worry me. Listen.
I would never. But son, Daddy's not a murderer.
Stross!
I would never hurt you.
He's not real.
Yes, he is. You can't see it because you haven't taken the step, Stross. Put down the screwdriver. Step 3.
Stross! Ellie! Shit!
Yeah, this is admittedly... This is admittedly a lot more of a linear game, which, I mean, isn't that hard when you have a game like Skyrim, which I heard once that it generates new quests, but I don't know how true that is. But I do know the game has been re-releasing on like every different console since it came out in 2011. Which, funnily enough, it came out on my dad's birthday, 11/11/11. Which I always thought was funny. Because he loves the game, which, I mean, is fair. And my older brother played the shit out of it. I think even my younger brother played it for a bit. It's just not for me. Open world games that I've actually played include, like, you know, the new Pokemon games, which is... I played Pokemon Violet. What else? Arceus doesn't count as an open world game, but it does have really big maps, but that wasn't that bad. I think Dying Light counts. I played that. I actually recently beat... Oh, shit. Actually recently beat Dying Light again with my brothers.
Oh, Isaac. Damn it, that hurts. The bastard bit me.
What? Ah, shit. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. But he stopped talking. He won't look at me. How's it going at your end? And please tell me this plan is going to work.
I'm almost there. I'm headed to the bridge now to activate the gravity tethers.
Well, good. They're swarming in through a hole in the medical deck. At least you won't have to go through there.
Unexpected obstruction ahead. Shutting down. Welcome to the medical deck.
Crap.
I played Breath of the Wild as well. Fuck. It took me a while to actually get into Breath of the Wild, and then I actually started playing it, and I just didn't put it back down. I logged, I think, like 200 something odd hours into it. Got all the shrines, most of the Kakarot seeds, all of that. It was a fun time, but it's also a game I don't think I'm ever going to play again. And I've tried. It's just hard to get back interested into it. If the God of War games count as open world, I don't think they do, because it's just a collection of really large maps instead of one just massive world. I'm not sure about that, but I've played the God of War games, 2018 and Ragnarok. I mean, I played all of them, but those are the two that I would think could potentially fall into that. Big explosion. This line gun needs upgrades because it's not doing anything. Not against these enhanced fuckers. Okay. Alright, I might end up having to fight something with this remote. Nope. Remote down. Time to kill somebody. Only shot off one of his double. Oh, motherfucker. Yeah, I finally died. And it wasn't because I was fucking around. I just got ambushed. What is that? Chapter 10 without dying. Damn. I'll keep my own personal note, and at the end I'm going to put a marker down on how many times I died in this playthrough. So far it's once. Let's see if it doesn't move past that, because I would love if it doesn't. I've never actually kept track of how many times I've died in one of these playthroughs. I know I did beat hardcore, but even while I was doing hardcore, hardcore had to be one of my worst runs, honestly. I ended up dying multiple times at several different points that I have completed for years flawlessly. Even after taking huge gaps of playtime, I still completed those parts flawlessly. And when I was doing hardcore, I would mess up on them. I know the one that I was afraid of messing up at that point was the mine. The drill. Come over here. Yeah, I remember being afraid of getting stuck at the drill, but I didn't. I blasted right through that. One of the parts I got stuck on, and I actually died on twice. It wasn't stuck on. I just died on twice, and since... Okay, best way to summarize this. When I started playing, I had 3 saves in mind. One was at chapter 6, another was at chapter 12, right before jumping on the drill, and another was right before fighting Nicole. I'm just gonna keep talking. So with all of that, I kept dying at the Tormentor. You know, the ship scene, all that shit. I died there like twice. So I had to replay that first, I think, hour, 2 hours of the game. I had to do that twice to be able to do it. And then I died, I died once to one of the Stalker raids, I think in chapter 8. And then I died... I forgot where the other death was, but I know I got killed there twice. So it ended up me getting frustrated, and then I took a break, and then eventually I came back and did it. But it sucked because, like, hardcore, I'm fairly certain it's just set on hard mode. I'm playing this on Zealot, and I'm on chapter 10 without dying. It's not like I didn't have all my DLC stuff there either. Like, I was using the DLC stuff, I believe. Am I out of... Yeah, I'm pretty much out of plasma cutter ammo. Mostly because I keep missing my shots. Yo, get out of my way. Okay. You're enhanced one of these fuckers. My line gun is too weak to deal with you. Okay, let's be this. Yeah, I really need to upgrade that line gun. Like, it's next to upgrade now. Because if not, there's no... If I can't use it to fight, then there's literally no point in me carrying it. Like, at all. And I like using it the most for these things. The next time I see a bench, if I hopefully have the right nodes, I can just jump straight into the line gun. Okay. Oh, hello. That's the other game I've posted clips of. It was the first actual one that I worked to make memes, and I think was probably still the best one. It was the Dead by Daylight ones. The first Dead by Daylight one, I think, is pretty solid. The second one... I mean... The second one, the second clip reel is solid. Like, without being too biased against it, it's solid. But it took me like 2 hours to do that. And if you went and watched it, you might be able to guess which part, but it was tracking the face of the dredge over that snowman that took me forever and gave me more respect for animators than I already had. Because, like, holy fuck, I was tracking a single image over a body. Imagine having to do that, like, for the entire figures and scenes and shit. And, like, yeah, I know there's all sorts of shortcuts to help with those framings and in-betweens and keys, and there's very likely one for the animation, for the editing program I'm currently using. I just don't know it exists yet. But having to have done that manually, I'm just like, wow, that took so much work. It just took so much work. I'm happy that it came out pretty seamless, though. Yeah, the reason I forgot to unmute my mic earlier wasn't just because I paused, but it's also because I unmuted it and then remuted it because I had to cough. And that cost a few seconds of me talking. Or, well, it still was the previous episode, I believe, actually. Yeah, Dead by Daylight. I gotta jump onto Dead by Daylight tonight, actually. And I think I might just end up playing it for a while, because I'm trying to finish up the season. Because I bought it at the beginning, you know, the Rift Pass. I bought it at the beginning of the season. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to play enough this season. And I proceeded to not play at all until a few days ago. I know I'm flying past items, but I just really don't feel like wasting ammo on these guys. So I'm just gonna fly right past them.
Exiting zero gravity.
Yeah. Proceeded not to play at all. So... oh, you... well, you killed your friend. Good job. There's too much happening. There's too much happening. Holy mother of mega fuck. That has to be the most panicked I've been at in this section for a while. Like, holy shit, I almost stacked in a second death in a single chapter. Normally, I'm a lot better at keeping control of this part than that. Slow and methodical, that was not. Holy fuck. This is gotta see the amusing sight of the fucking Puker striking on the Leaper.
Allison Landers, this is Brandon LaRoche. Thank you
Lurker.
for identifying
I think it's Lurker.
archive footage and rig logs that could potentially contradict the official storyline of its demise at Aegis 7. It is critical that no word of the artifact's recovery ever be surfaced to the public. It is disturbing that such records still exist this many years after the incident. We have locked out your research team's access, and will be replacing them with EarthGov specialists effective immediately. Please contact me once the replacements arrive.
Ellie, I'm almost to the captain's nest to activate the tethers.
All right. The centrifuge looks spooled to full power from here.
Great. Let's hope this works. It'll be tight. You ready?
All set. I'll wait for your signal.
There's actually a rumor, and I hope it's true, that for the next Dead by Daylight chapter, they're gonna be doing a Dead Space crossover, and I would love that. I know as much as people hate Dead by Daylight, I actually love it. I've been playing a lot of Survivor lately because I haven't had the brain power to run Killer. So I'm just kind of, I'm not meandering. I'm doing pretty well as Survivor. I'm getting better at looping, even though I don't mean to be. Because, you know, being as sick as I've been, I haven't been able to focus as much, and there's a little bit more wiggle room for making mistakes as a Survivor than a Killer. Especially because with how tired I am not in the mood for toxic Survivors. And I'm sorry if anybody prefers playing Survivor. I'm not criticizing you, but some people who play Survivor all the time are like the most toxic shits ever. I think I should have some clips of it already, actually. But there was one that I had, and I think it was a 4-stack of people. And I was doing a bit rough at first, and they just started being awful. They started taunting, they started, like, you know, doing every trick in the book they could to show how toxic and teasing they were being. And I ended up killing every single one of them at the end. They got all down to 1 gen. They 3-zoned them. Ah, fuck. Yeah, this is definitely the last for today. My throat is starting to give way. But yeah, they managed to isolate themselves to the 3 gen. I think I was playing Huntress. I killed all of them right there. That felt good. It felt good to kill them there. Yeah, I really hope that it does, because I would enjoy that, seeing Isaac Clarke. And if they give like a bunch of his different suits as his costumes, that'd be great.
You did it! Now get back here, the tracks are moving.
No, just go. I'll use one of the escape pods to meet you there. Now go!
You idiot! Gravity tether would tear the whole moon apart.
Time to go.
Where are you going, Isaac? You still think that's something you can avoid?
I don't know what you are, okay?
It's amusing because if I look over at OBS, it still is set up for it still has all my stream information there, because you know that's what I used to mostly use it for. And it says I'm doing Valve the Disciple. I had not streamed since I did Valve the Disciple. That was like, I think, August or September. His body's in the chair. He clipped right through the chair.
3, 2, 1.
I'm away. Ellie, did you make it?
Isaac, we crossed the track, but we're coming in hot.
I just need you to see what I see, Ellie. I promise it won't hurt.
Just put down the screwdriver.
Trust, no!
Proximity warning. Impact detected. Guidance system malfunction. Guidance systems offline.
Oh, shit.
Graceful impact.
Isaac, are you there? You're right, Isaac. The Ishimar is a great ship. I am so lucky to be serving aboard her. You made me stick with it. You made me stick with it. You made me stick with it.
Sure he did. That was totally his intention.
It's gonna be okay. I promise. This won't hurt. Cross my heart and hope to die.
Trust!
Stick a needle in your eye.
Trust, get
There is a secret. There it is. So the audio log you're about to hear is actually from the mobile game character. The mobile game was removed. I don't remember exactly why, but I played it back in the day. It's from Vandal.
Audio log rate number 438642. These could be my last words. The monsters are loose. I couldn't stop them. And now the reactor core is overheating, which will destroy the entire sprawl if I can't fix it. So I hope someone hears this. It means I did that much right, at least.
Making a verbal note now because I'm totally not going to do it now. Because if I do, I'm just going to keep playing and playing. And my voice needs a break. Talk about Vandal next time, because Vandal is a fun one. But we are going to leave it there. That was chapter 10 of Dead Space 2. We are now on chapter 11, which means we are making pretty good progress. I'm going to save it there. So, yeah, have a good one. Hopefully it won't be much longer. Or this is going to kill my voice. See ya.